The lights are bright as the fans file in to the final state championship game on this Sunday, the 99th edition of basketball supremacy for the boys in the state of Ohio. Debutantes, Westerville Central and Centerveil. 7th-ranked Warhawks, 4th-ranked Elks out of the GWOC, OCC, Ohio, respectively. Mentor knocked from the ranks of the unbeaten, and Cleveland St. Ignatius taken down in that second half, a strong one by Westerville Central. Welcome to OHSAA Championship Game Day in prime time. Ready for Division I. Neil Sika, former Buckeye George Reese here to have some fun. George, I think despite the top 10 rankings of both these schools and being in the championship for the very first game, they may have flown under the radar of some of the teams maybe we expected to be here, upset-minded when taking down Moeller and Ignatius and Mentor. But 15 straight wins for both schools and setting up young and dynamic backcourts that are going to make for a great championship game.
Yeah, I think Westerville Central has one of the best backcourts in the whole state of Ohio, starting off with Tassos Cook, Quincy Clark, and Landon Tillman. I think they all complement each other pretty well on the perimeter, and lead with Landon Tillman being the defensive guy and the unselfish leader on the court.
Well, that backcourt's going to have their hands full against a Centerville defense. The Elks, they bring the pressure. They're great in the half court, too. And they don't have to go very far to UD Arena. Just a 20-minute trip, 9 minutes up the street to the north. They upset Moeller. Tom House hit the huge three with 7 seconds left. And then they knocked down Mentor. Tough shooting night for the Cardinals. Scrappiness, the son of the coach, Gabe Cups, Rich Rolfe. This defense will get after you, whether it's in full court or in the half-court sets. They play to a comfortability level that allows them maybe to have peaked and get into this point a year ahead of schedule.
Talk about the familiar phrase, defense wins championships. And there's a lot of things going on in the background with this team. You can tell they watch hours and hours of filming of their opponents.
For their team, underclassmen with the likes of Cups and House. Westerville Central Ohio teams from the Columbus area 0 for 2 so far in the previous championships, with St. Francis de Sales and Worthington Christian falling, but Westerville Central carries the mantle. Of course, they had the stunning win in the regional final to get past Gahanna-Lincoln. They beat Hilliard-Bradley and then knocked off a very good St. Ignatius team who took down who many think were one of the better teams in Division I in St. Ed's. You love this backcourt. You've seen them play live several times. Cook is one, but maybe a player that projects to be even higher at the next level is Quincy Clark.
I love Quincy Clark's game. I got to see him over the summer play with the Nova Village Athletic Club. He's just one of those guys. He transferred back, and I knew Westerville Central was going to be one of the last teams standing when they come to March. Landon
Tillman also averages close to a double-double. 9 points, 9 rebounds. If you haven't seen this on social media yet, it has made its way around Central Ohio and basically basketball across the state of Ohio. Tassos Cook, just before midcourt, the game winner over Gahanna to stun them in the regional final. Did you think this had a shot when he let it go?
Absolutely. I was sitting front row with a couple other coaches, and they tell me he makes a shot like that after every practice, every day.
Bedlam from the Warhawk fan base, the Hawk's Nest, as they call it, on the road, winning that game at Westerville Central in the regional final to make their first appearance in the state semis. School's not that old in general. We go out to UD Arena. Tino Bavenzi knows it's somewhat of a home court advantage tonight for Centerville that doesn't have to travel very far, but the Hawks Nest blackout is ready, Tino, and you're right in the thick of it. Good evening.
Yeah, hey, Neil, you took the words right out of my mouth. This is the Hawks Nest, and despite Centerville being from the Dayton area, the Hawks, they're definitely here today at UD Arena. As you can hear these guys, they are ready to rock. Now, I am here with the student section leader. What's your name?
My name is Corbin Kaplan.
So you guys traveled all the way from the Columbus area, and you are deep. You are squad deep here today. What's the goal for these guys here?
The goal for these guys is to be as loud as possible all game and stay rowdy the entire time to cheer on our boys back home.
Because this one's worth all the marbles, right? There are no more games.
Absolutely. This is worth everything we've left on the line. This is all what it's about.
You guys want to lead a cheer real quick or a chant or anything like that? And got anything for us?
Let's do it, boys. Let's Let's go, Warhawks. Here we go.
Let's go.
Let's go, Warhawks! Let's go, Warhawks!
Thank you so much. Guys, back to you.
It was tough to hear you. That means that it's an effective student section. The Hawks Nest is ready for their first appearance in the Division I state championship. Also ready is Centerveil. They are early risers, like an Elk. You got to be up early for the hunt. Part of the Breakfast Club, which has made this group based underclassmen on this roster so special. Katie Capusta of Spectrum News 1 takes us a little bit more inside what's made Centerville's season such a success.
Every morning when the clock hits 6,
5:25 is usually when I get up.
the Centerville boys basketball team takes the court.
Got a packed house this morning, all right? Make sure we're getting ready. Let's go. Chop one on 3. 1, 2, 3, chop boy.
Breakfast Club started 9 years ago when Coach Brooke Cups took over the program.
I just think the difference in anything you do is in the extra and what you do outside of what's required of you.
The morning workouts are completely voluntary and led by leaders on the team like sophomore Gabe Cups.
9, 10. Let's go, boy. It just makes you feel like they care about winning. They care about getting themselves better for the betterment of the team.
And if that last name sounds familiar, it is. Gabe is the head coach's son. He's been around the program since he was just 8 years old.
I started coming in, I think, 6th grade, and I don't think I've missed a day since.
Junior Tom Howells has also been coming since middle school. He says it's a sacrifice worth making.
I like coming. Some people say, like, it might suck waking up early, but our coaches and our teammates really make it fun. Like, yeah, he's off. He's off. Oh!
And they do have fun, even just days leading up to the program's first ever Final Four run.
You right there, Kyle.
Something Coach Cup says is because of the extra work put in by his players every morning.
If you just start coming championship, like the week you're playing for the state championship, it makes no difference. The benefit that we have is we've been doing it every single day for some of these guys for years.
And while this team takes those extra reps,
Right here, boy. There you go.
they know their work isn't done just yet.
Now that we're here, we're here to win. We're not just happy that we got here. So we're just gonna finish what we started throughout the season and hopefully get a state championship.
For Spectrum News, I'm Katie Capusta.
Kyle's got him.
George had the 500-shot routine at 5 a.m. growing up, right?
Yes, sir. Eat while they're sleeping.
D2 Championship, St. Vincent St. Mary. Malachi Branham, have you heard of him, George?
Mr. Basketball 2021.
He's pretty good. 37 points, 24 in the second half. It was a rout in the second 16 minutes. St. Vincent St. Mary by 22 in the D2 final, their 9th title. Division III, looking for 2 titles in 5 years. The Lou from Cleveland Heights and Lutheran East. They used their big man inside, Jalen Billingsley, to break against the scrappy Worthington Christian Warriors, despite 28 points from DJ Moore, double-double from Billingsley, as they win it in that second half with a strong performance. And Botkins, no longer a blip on the radar past I-75. They have a state championship in boys basketball in Division IV. Pretty Powell. He was very pretty. 27 points, 13 in the first quarter. His dad's the head coach. All smiles. Both those teams in Division III and IV, George, they got off to strong starts and then held on with some good decisions and strong defense. Now to turn our attention to Division I and this matchup between teams who have not been here before, but Brooke Cups has led St. Paris Graham to a state Final Four back in 2008. Kevin Martin was a champion as a player, so they no success at the high school level. What do you see as success for both these teams tonight if they're going to walk away with the state championship?
Whatever team can impose their will. Centerville does the great team defense. You can tell they've been watching hours of film. And Westerville Central has one of the most dynamic backcourts in all of Ohio. We'll see who sets the pace and sets the tone.
15 straight wins for both schools. 25-3, the record of the Elks. 22-2 for the Warhawks, 7th in the state. Dave Bacon, Dave Sakuti, Ashley Collins. Have your first half. We're back with you at the break. Enjoy the opening 16 minutes, everyone, of the Division I state championship.
You're watching Spectrum News 1.
State championship.
Tom House for Centerveil is trying to help the Elks win their first ever state title. History will be made. Centerveil and Westerville Central for the Division I state championship. Next on Spectrum News 1. Only two teams still have the chance to earn the title of state champ in Division I. Westerville Central taking on the Centerveil Elks for the Division I state championship game. Let's take a look at how the bracket laid out here at the University of Dayton. It was Centerveil in their first ever state semifinal appearance, impressive over Mentor, and Westerville Central in their first ever state semifinal appearance, impressive over St. Ignatius. Hello everybody, welcome inside the University of Dayton Arena along with my partner Dave Sacuti. I'm Dave Bacon. Spectrum News 1's coverage of the Division I state championship game. Dave, when you look at this, it's anything you would want in a matchup. Somebody's going to make program history with their first state title.
Well, David, if you look at it, this is the last high school basketball game to be played this season, this evening, and we got a chance to watch it. High stakes at the highest level. As you mentioned, both teams coming off impressive wins in the semifinal games. Westerville Central used a trio of guards to get it done. The Elks used a real strong front line to win that basketball game.
You mentioned Westerville Central, and really they were impressive in that win. They scored 10 straight in the second quarter, a 10-0 run, and that put the game away, and they never let St. Ignatius get back in the game. And the guy that made it go was Tassos Cook.
Well, they had the trio of guards working hard last night, but Tassos Cook, the senior, trying to get it done. He had some cramping issues in the game last night. My sources tell me he's good to go. A very talented, a very strong athlete, can take it strong to the basket.
When you look at the Centerveil Elks, they never trailed in the state semifinal game against previously unbeaten Mentor. That's how good the Elks were against Mentor. And the guy that got it done, it was Tom House with a little house call here in Dayton.
Well, he did a little bit of everything for this ball club last night. Basically, he put his fingerprint on this game. He scored from the inside. He knocked down shots from the outside as well. But more importantly, he got to the glass. A very talented player. He'll have to have a big night here for the Elks to come away with their state title.
One of these teams will win their first ever state championship. Westerville Central, Centerveil, starting lineups and tip-off straight ahead on Spectrum News 1.
It's Honda's Dream Garage Spring Event. Save on the 2021 Civic just $189 a month, or drive with absolutely zero down. Civics just $189 a month or zero down. Search your local Honda dealer today.
There's always a reason to be in a new Kia from Crown Kia of Dublin. Kia has what you need to fit every lifestyle. Need big cargo space? Kia has it. State-of-the-art technology? Kia has it. Award-winning safety? Yep, Kia has that too. Did we mention Kia has better peace of mind? With a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty? Need one more reason to choose Kia? A better buying experience at Crown Kia of Dublin. The better way to buy.
Put a Pilot in your garage for $309 a month. 2021 Pilot, $309, or save thousands with 0% financing. Don't miss Honda's Dream Garage Spring Event. Search your local Honda dealer.
The OHSAA State Tournament. Today is the day when a season of hard work pays off. Today is the day dreams are realized and goals achieved. Today is the day we crown a new Division I champion.
University of Dayton Arena is getting loud as the starting lineups are being introduced. Let's take a look at the five on the floor for Westerville Central. Tonight's starting lineups brought to you by the American Dairy Association. Ohio students are built by Chocolate Milk. Chocolate Milk, the official beverage of the OHSAA. MJ Davis, 10 in the semi-win. Clark, 12 points, 7 rebounds against St. Ignatius. Look over on the other side of things for the Centerveil Elks. And Gabe Cups, the sophomore, had 11 points backing up Tom House. Rolfe had 11 rebounds, a team high in that semifinal win. Let's welcome in the third person of our broadcast team, Ashley Collins. Ashley spoke with both coaches before the game. Take it away, Ashley.
Thank you, guys. Now, Coach Martin had said they got home late last night, about midnight. The assistant coaches came over to his house for a couple hours and watched film. He stayed up a couple more hours watching more film with this quick turnaround. He said the key tonight is being patient offensively, and when they're able to get out in transition, that's when they're at their best. Coach Cupp said their key would be trying to pick what they want to give up because he knows they can't completely stop this team. He said their perimeter guys are so athletic and so skilled, so they have to just stick with the same approach that they've taken all season long.
Great insight, Ashley. Our keys to the game are brought to you by Mercy Health, the official healthcare provider of the OHSAA. Go to mercy.com for more information. Take it away, Dave Sacuti.
Well, Ashley mentioned that staff for Westerville Central was up late last night. What's the number? That was the number they probably decided on. It's 45. They don't want to give up more than 45 points to this talented Elks team. Last night it was 40. The number tonight's 45. Centerveil Elks, you got to equalize the physical Warhawks. They are going to come at you in waves. As Ashley mentioned, transition offense is one of their big parts. They're going to try to push it, and they're going to try to push it hard. The Elks got to make sure they get back on defense.
Both student sections are ready. The fans are ready. A great venue. The final high school basketball game in Ohio from the University of Dayton Arena. We're underway, and it'll be the Centerville Elks with possession to start this championship game. They have a lot of size, and they got after the offensive boards in that semifinal win against Mentor.
They sure did, David, and they're going to try to penetrate as much as possible and hopefully get some offensive rebound. Good defensive possession there for the Warhawks.
Hunter with the good box out and limits Centerville to one shot on that possession.
A lot of switching on the perimeter right now. Man-to-man defense here for Coach Cupp's team. No surprise with that.
Wide open look for Tillman from three, rims out. Out of bounds. Will stay with the Warhawks. Donovan Hunter active inside, and they're going to need him all game long with House and Rolfe inside. Good look at Coach Cupp's.
And I think the switching defense that Coach Cupp's kind of put into play here really helps them get up into the passing lanes a little easier. I think you'll see them, especially with Tassos Cook, they want to try to keep the ball out of his hands if at all possible.
Picking up some debris so nobody slips on that with their sneakers. Good spot. You don't want anybody sliding across the floor. Everybody getting involved too, not just the officials. Coaching staff's out there cleaning it. All right, we're going to inbound it now. Clark does the honors. Just underway, Division I state title game. It's Quincy Clark. Pulls up for three. Back of the iron. Dang grabs the rebound. Emmanuel Dang.
Something to watch for, Dave, just defensively for Westerville Central is the matchup on Rolfe and House. That will be two key matchups to watch. It'll be a little bit of a size advantage, as you can see right there.
Yeah, the Elks are long in that front court. You throw Johnson into that mix too, and they're all active. Good patience in the half court by the Elks against this stingy Warhawk defense to start this basketball game.
And Quincy Clark is drawing that assignment on House.
Good back cut, and it's cut off by Quincy Clark. Good D.
Yep, good defensive possession right there.
Stays with the Elks. Centerville can't get a good look. Good defense.
Absolutely, that's what you want. That first two possessions, maybe into the third and the fourth, you try to establish your defense. Try to make sure that your opponent knows, hey, this is how it's going to look like for the next 32 minutes.
Three ball knocked down by Rolfe. Got an open look, steps out. And he knocks it down. Our first points of the game belong to the Elks.
Yeah, he's a 35% shooter outside of that arc, so you have to know where he's at, and he can knock those down.
Cook going to work. The defense is good for the Elks again. Good hands. Rolf dives and comes away with the steal. House ahead. Johnson puts it in. Elks out quickly again, just like they did in their semifinal win. They scored the first 5.
Well, again, you can feel that same energy that they're bringing here to start this basketball game. They're getting on the floor for loose balls. Their defensive assignments are in tune. They're ready to play.
3 ball. Davis can't connect. Hit a couple of big ones against St. Ignatius in the semifinal win. That one won't go down. Rolf feeling it. That's off the rim. And he steps on the sideline, goes into the bench, and is saved hard. Boy, the defense for Centerville is creating offense here.
Absolutely, and this is what you got to do. You dive on the floor for the loose ball, you try to come up, and then you finish at the other end.
No, there's 3 big guys touching the ball out running, and one of them goes to the deck to pick it up. Clark will kick it out. Good patience by the Warhawks. Cook, 3 ball, perfect. Tassos Cook. The gymnasium is his range.
Well, he was in range right there, Dave. And they needed that basket just to get on track.
Good look inside. Johnson can't finish. Here comes Cook. Cook, reverse, high off the glass. Rebound cleared by Cups. The guard goes up high and comes away with it. Gabe Cups. High screen, Cups 3, knocks it down.
Well, we talked about it last night, Dave. One thing Gabe Cups can do is really score and score well off of the dribble. It's a rhythm-type dribble, and he's really good at getting up on his shot.
Clark 3 ball won't go down. Johnson clears. Midway through this first quarter, Centerville an 8-3 lead. Good move by House inside. 7-point lead. Centerville packing it in a little bit. Good take by Cook. Tillman the 3. Rebound, MJ Davis, big putback. 5-point lead for Centerville. Cups knocks down another jumper. He has 5 quick points. Inside of 3, first quarter. Clark gets free, left-handed, switches hands, and gets the bucket. Pace has picked up after a slow start. Team's kind of settling into a rhythm here.
Well, good offensive movement. How about the pass from Cups right there?
Defended well. Reset their spacing a little bit. They're getting bunched up there where the Elks.
Good decision there. A little high motion back screen. Got Cups free on the baseline there. Good block.
Yep. Hunter out quickly. Cook to the hoop. He throws it down. Tassos Cook with some authority. The lead's down to 3.
Well, we didn't see that coming.
There's some explosion in his game. Rolf spins. Wisely kicks it back out. 1:30 to go, first quarter.
We got back and forth action here. High ball screens. Cups again.
Long 3. He's hit his last 3 shots. Cup's now with 8. Just over a minute remaining. Cook will kick it out. Good job of reversing it. There's Clark, cut off.
Good patience here for the Warhawks.
So nice to have the student section back in the arena making noise. Approaching 30 to go. Good take. Tillman gets it to go. Landon Tillman strong in the paint. 4-point lead for Centerveil. Likely will hold for the final shot of this quarter. Dang. Down to 7. Cups has it stripped, goes to the deck, keeps it alive. Dang, blocked, but a foul. Dang took it inside. MJ Davis whistled for the foul.
Well, here we go. Sometimes when you're not scoring, you find a way to finish at the basket. Senior, Tassos Cook, right at you. Yep, up by 4.
On average, we spend up to 240 minutes every day surfing, streaming, gaming, and connecting. And having the right data plan matters, so why limit yourself with the competition? Spectrum helps you stay connected on your terms and on your budget with free nationwide talk and text, including Canada, Mexico, and beyond. All with no added taxes, no hidden fees, and no contracts.
Wait, really?
Yeah, really. Switch to Spectrum Mobile today. Call 855-655-2363. Plus, Spectrum Mobile lets your family mix and match data plans to meet everyone's needs, with data plans starting at just $14 per gig. And, unlike the competition, you don't have to get multiple lines to get our best price.
That's great.
Yeah, it is. Save up to 40% every month. Join the millions of customers who have switched to Spectrum Mobile. Get connected today with data plans starting at just $14 a gig, all with no contracts. Go to SpectrumMobile.com. Use the Spectrum Mobile Savings Calculator to see how much you can save and to find a store near you. Or call 855-655-2363 and we'll calculate your savings for you.
State basketball championships on Spectrum News 1 are presented by Mercy Health, the official healthcare provider of the OHSAA. By Chocolate Milk. Ohio students are built by chocolate milk. And by the Spectrum News app, your community connection. Download at the App Store or Google Play. Westerville Central down 4, but starting to pick things up. And at the line with 0.5 seconds remaining in the first quarter will be Emmanuel Dang, who took it inside, drew the foul. Front of the iron. Both teams shoot the ball pretty well. Centerville 6 of 10, 60%. Westerville Central 5 of 11. Misses both, and that will be the end of the first quarter as Coach Cups has to like what he has seen from his Elks as Centerville a 4-point lead at the end of 1.
Spectrum News 1 is your trusted resource for local, up-to-date news, weather forecasts, and information. Now we're offering all of that wherever you are, featuring the same team you already rely on, informing, empowering, and connecting you to your community. Download the Spectrum News app, available on the App Store and Google Play. Spectrum News, your community connection, exclusively for Spectrum customers.
What are you guys doing?
We're hunting for dinosaurs.
Like those? Upgrade to a new Kubota tractor, Zero Turn, or RTV from Green & Sons. We have a huge selection of Kubotas for you to choose from. Stop in or visit us online today. Fast, friendly service at prehistoric prices. Only at Green & Sons. Come see us today.
This is the most daunting culinary competition ever. Who will beat the bracket and opponent after opponent? This is the Tournament of Champions. Think you're one of the greatest chefs in the world? Prove it.
All new Tournament of Champions on Food Network. Watch live and on demand on all your devices with the Spectrum TV app. Download the app today.
Now you can take the Spectrum News One app with you anywhere you go. Do what over 1 million other users have done and download the Spectrum News app on your favorite device or tablet and watch 24/7. You can get the latest news and weather with the Spectrum News app. Go to SpectrumNewsApp.com to learn more about the app and download it if you haven't already done so. Let's check in with third person of our broadcast team, Ashley Collins. Take it away, Ashley.
All right, thanks, Dave. We've seen great shooting out of Gabe Cupps already. Well, Gabe played with LeBron's son, Bronny, and the North Coast Blue Chips. Gabe is so good that he decided to challenge LeBron to a three-point contest. He was in 8th grade at the time. Pretty easy, right? They both made their first 3 attempts. LeBron ended up winning, but LeBron called him the best shooter for the class of 2023. He still stays in touch with Bronny, and Coach told me LeBron just loves Gabe. He takes the charge. He even replies to some of the Instagram posts, so pretty awesome for Gabe.
Oh, there's a defensive swat by Hayes. Good recovery by Jackson Hayes to get the block.
And the Elks came out in the second quarter, a little bit of a 2-3 zone right there. Just a change of pace here defensively. See how they look offensively. They've been running that high post type of offense. See what kind of looks they're going to get.
Hayes and Quinn Hafner have checked in. Also Brad Leonard, who played really well down the stretch for Westerville Central. Inside checks in.
Excuse me, partner, but Hafner hit some big threes last night. Yep. Boy, he just kind of opened up things for this basketball team and really got him on that march.
On cue. That one won't go down. Leonard grabs the rebound. Good look by Hafner, and you mentioned he was very effective from behind the arc in the semifinal win.
Westerville Central trying to probe a little bit here. Looks like they're going to go kind of switch it back to that man-to-man. Good penetration.
Clark puts it in. Charge. And taking that charge is Ryan Kiefer. Good defense.
But we saw a lot of this last night. The penetration from the guards of Westerville Central. You're going to get called here and there for some charges, but overall, you're going to see them continue to do that. Sooner or later, they're going to slip those screens and get through those creases.
High fives around for Kiefer, who gets subbed for after he draws the charge. 4-point lead for Centerville with the basketball.
Try to get a little bit of a high ball screen right there for Cupps. See if he can keep him on fire.
Good hands. Cook comes away with the steal. Hands in the passing lane. Cook, 3-ball. Looks good, but it's off the back of the iron. Hafner grabs the rebound. Hafner traveled.
He almost had an open lane to the basket there and just got a little overexcited there. Was going to make the little dish for a quick, easy deuce and got called for the travel call. Just take a look at Coach Cupps. A little pressure here in the full court area.
And Cooks just pushes it, or that's Clark, rather. Tillman, little runner, baseline, comes up short. Leonard crashes, traveled.
I think maybe one of the officials on the baseline blew the whistle first, and that's the conversation. The two officials, that's a good bit of officiating right there just to make sure they got the call the way they saw it.
So they whistle the foul on Hafner after discussion. So it'll be inbound by Clark. He gets it into Tillman.
Tassos Cook. Little
nice pull up.
Nice
Cook is so dangerous in the open court.
And he's got that little mid-range jumper. Instead of taking it all the way to the basket, a senior veteran pulls up to knock down the shot.
Rolfe can't hit the triple. Rebound by Clark. Transition for the Warhawks. He pulls up. 12-footer won't go. Here's Cups. Always looking down court.
Got his eyes up. Always looking to see who's open. That's a point guard for you.
Good defense in the half court by the Warhawks. Hayes. And they'll pull it back out and try to go to work. House, 3 on the move off the rim. Clark, good hustle by Hafner to keep the possession alive. Bounce pass inside. Defended well by Davis. Here comes Tillman. Tillman. Oh, little scoop.
Yeah.
Did a nice job of positioning his body and leaving the arm hanging out there to toss it in. We're knotted at 15. 4 in a row for Westerville Central.
Good movement. Trying to get the ball reversed from side to side. That's how you attack a very aggressive
Ripped
defense.
away. Clark ahead to Cook. Fouled. Good hustle by Hayes.
Yep. You know, sometimes you can use your body as an extra defender. You're going to see right here, the youngster going to go in there. Kind of came out. Everybody thought he might go up with the right hand, but he used his body. Flipped it up with the left. Easy deuce there. Give Westerville Central an opportunity here at the free throw line with Tassos Cook.
Cook all over the rim, won't go down. He's trying to give Westerville Central their first lead of this game.
You know, last night he went over that 1,000-point mark with 2 free throws in the, I think it was about the middle of the second quarter. Great achievement. But he said in an article that I read this morning, that doesn't matter right now. It's all about this team. We need to win a state title for our community and our school.
Rebound gathered by Rolfe, and here comes Cups into the forecourt. Cups pulls up, knocks it down. He's starting to feel it. Gabe Cups has hit double figures with 10. Cook kicks it. And now the Warhawks will go back to attack. 3 ball. Clark can't hit it. Centerville limits Westerville Central to 1 shot on that possession. Good patience out top. Cook applying some pressure.
Tried to get the back cut there with Gabe Cups along the baseline. A lot of movement going on right now.
Tillman's going to get whistled for running through a pick. Gabe Cups has hit double figures. Centerville with a 2-point lead. Real nice look at that.
When you think about kids and teens, you probably don't think about gambling. But the truth is, gambling is finding more ways into the lives of young people every day. Whether it's something innocent like silly dares, simple card games, or just online gaming, gambling is making an impact on our youth. Introducing Change the Game Ohio, a new initiative to raise awareness, identify warning signs, and offer solutions to prevent youth gambling in our homes and communities. Learn more at changethegameohio.org.
After working in another area, I was really excited about the opportunity to come back to a place where I spent over a decade. When it came time to plant roots and start a family, we wanted to do it right here in Ohio. This is where I learned my values. This is where I learned my appreciation for television news. What excites me most about it is being able to tell people stories. I spent a number of years in Cleveland and Cincinnati, and it's given me an opportunity to see every corner of the state. I want to empower our communities and redefine what a news channel can be.
Anyway, when we talk about Kevin Martin, we talked about preparation. If there's someone that knows how to play in a championship game, it's this coach right here. 21 points 27 years ago in a win over Cincinnati Withrow, 50-48, an overtime win. And boy, how about the smile on his face right there? And if you just take a peek to your left there, you'll see another player, Sean Stonework, played 2 years at Ohio State, finished his career at Ohio University, played basketball overseas. Coach Dave Hoover coached that team. Marvelous, and again, I'm sure some of the feelings he had playing the state title game, he's tried to transfer that into his players here in this game. And thus far, we got a good one on our hands here, partner.
Without question. Up tempo, both teams pretty even through the first 14 or so minutes. Good patience.
I think Westerville Central's defense has really stepped up here in the last 4 or 5 minutes. Towards the end of that first quarter and into the second one, really did a nice job just tightening things up, knowing what they're trying to run. Become familiar with that offense, but this young man with the ball in his hand, Cups, he has really shot lights out thus far in the first half.
Three ball, long one. House knocks it down. Tom House. And it is now a 5-point Centerville lead.
Little high ball screen here, trying to get these guards freed up a little bit better. But the Elks right now, defense, it is sticky. They are all over each other.
Tough shot by Cook, can't connect. Rolfe with the rebound. Transition, and it's good defense hustling back by Westerville Central. Good closeout as well by Kaba. They've brought Kaba in. Very good defensive player for Westerville Central. Give and go. Rolfe inside. Puts it in. 7-point lead. That equals the largest of this game for Centerville.
Got to be a little bit careful here if you're the Warhawks. You got to make sure you have a good offensive possession.
Yep.
Try to get something. You got to get a good shot attempt. Try to keep it right now at that 7-point margin.
Inside of a minute remaining first half. Tillman, long three, puts it in. Big shot by Landon Tillman. Cuts it right back to 4.
We saw that shot almost in the identical spot last night for Tillman, right from that right wing there, deep.
20 remaining in the half. Centerville looks like they will be content to take the final shot of this half. Now they're going to pressure, will the Warhawks. Good look. Rolfe pulls up 3, back of the iron. Rebound by Tillman, and that will do it. But an entertaining first 16 minutes of basketball. Centerville with a 22-18 lead at the half. And Dave, it's everything you want it to be as far as a state championship game goes.
That's what you want to have happen here, Dave, and that's so important. You want your teams to come out. You want to play well. You want both these teams to play well in a championship game, especially on this floor and all the high stakes that are in a situation. So we got a good one. We'll continue to see what we got.
And Ashley Collins has head coach Brooke Cups. Ashley?
Coach, you got me? All right,
yeah,
thanks.
I hear you, Ashley.
Thanks, guys. Obviously a very energetic, up-tempo first half. to this game. We would expect nothing less. How do you get some separation in the second half?
We just got to execute offensively. I think we've just been all over the place. We're not screening very well right now, which is a big part of how we get shots. I thought we settled a little bit, and we just got to get better action, more intentional, more purposeful with our cuts and screening down there.
We obviously know what a dangerous shooter that your son can be. We've seen it already. If they make some adjustment, what is going to be key now to keep him going?
I mean, Gabe's just got to play. He's got to make the right play. In the first half, he hit some shots. Our other guys are going to get going a little bit. We need to get Rich going. But, Gabe just needs to keep making the right play. That's all he needs to do.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Gabe Cupps has been making the right play quite a bit. 10 points to lead all scores. Centerville by 4 at half.
.65% at school picture day, which makes his mom give a complacent sigh every time she passes the mantle. But thanks to the confident smile he received from his Smile Doctors team, Colby's mom can finally order Package Q, the mega pack she's been dreaming of. Don't just smile, smile happy.
I love selling real estate. My agents love selling real estate. If you're thinking about buying or selling, let us help you achieve your goals with our highest and best negotiating skills when you buy, and our incredible marketing plan that will save you money and get you the best price possible when you sell. Hi, I'm Ross DiGiorgio, and I'd like to invite you to visit our new cafe-style offices in Hilliard and discover what is new in real estate today. I've designed this office with you in mind, so come and experience the Ross relationship. Ross Realtors, welcome home.
Social distancing, shutdowns, and closures can make anyone feel isolated. Sometimes, the steps that are designed to keep us safe, healthy, and calm can make us feel more anxious, sad, and depressed. Don't suffer alone. Reach out, speak up, get help.
Open Arms Counseling is here for you to listen with safe online counseling sessions. Call today and let us help.
When you shop for performance, you expect only the best. When you shop at Crown Eurocars, that's exactly what you get. Crown Eurocars, the better way to buy.
Tassos Cook, little Warhawk tomahawk. Stays lukewarm though right now. 7 points, along with that backcourt of Tillman, also 7. Fast break points have been limited though for the Warhawks, who like to get out in transition a little bit. George, Neil Sika with you here at the halftime of the Division I State Championship. 22-18 Centerveil, which got off to a pretty good start and showed their merit defensively again. Plus the coach's son, who's pretty much a sharp shooter, has 10 in the first half. That's Gabe Cupps. But Centerveil overall, they've kind of controlled the pace and limited what Westerville Central has liked to do, but it's still close as we head into the second half.
Centerveil shooting 53% from the field. It's hard to get a fast break or transition when you're taking the ball out of the net, and they're not turning the ball over with 3 first-half turnovers.
Yeah, they've been pretty effective with their point guard. 4 of 5 from the field. Cupps, also 3 rebounds. Looking sharp. And he's gotten 5 from House and 5 from Rolfe. They're a very patient offense, and it showed in that first half. We'll have more on the execution of things of the first 16 minutes in just a little bit, but first a look at your Spectrum News 1 news with Lindsay Oliver.
Thanks so much, Neil. We'll get you back to the high school boys basketball action in just a moment, but first, let's get a look at today's top headlines. Coronavirus cases back under 1,000. The Ohio Department of Health reporting 931 new cases today. Nearly 24% of the state's population has started the vaccine process, Nearly 14% have completed it. Air travel is surging for the 10th straight day. This is despite the CDC still advising against traveling. The TSA reports more than 1 million people were screened at U.S. airports. And a sad end to the March Madness tournament for Virginia Commonwealth University. 3 players reportedly testing positive for the virus. Our beautiful weekend weather continues, so hopefully you're able to get outdoors. But what will the work week look like? Let's send it over to meteorologist Ashley Beatty.
Some nice weather all across Ohio and really the Ohio Valley over the weekend. Now that we're officially into spring and, of course, March Madness, and no madness in the weather as we've got sunshine in store for us all the way through the day Monday. As we get into Monday night and Tuesday, we'll look for a bit more cloud cover to push in, but all in all, a pretty quiet start to the week. Temperatures in the morning will drop off into the mid-30s east to low 40s west, back in the 60s, some spots near 70 degrees Monday afternoon.
We'll see you back here after the game for all the day's headlines and your Weather in the Ones forecast. Right now, let's go back to Neil Sika and our OHSAA Championship game day coverage.
Thanks very much, Lindsay. It's halftime of the Division I State Championship. 22-18, Centerveil leading Westerville Central. The OHSAA has done a fantastic job as we're ready to put a bow on 99 editions of the boys basketball state tournament. We go back out to Dayton. Ashley Collins speaks with OHSAA Executive Director Doug Ute.
All right, thanks, guys. Joining me now, OHSAA Executive Director Doug Ute joining me. Doug, we see the girls and boys tournaments moving to the University of Dayton this year. Did a great job. How is it working with everyone here?
There's 1,600 people in here. It feels like 10,000. So you talk about an environment that our kids should be in at this type of game, state championship game. Man, we couldn't be any happier for them. Great environment.
We look now to the last game here today. So happy we're able to get these in. The end of the winter sports. We now look ahead to the spring sports and everything that'll bring. And just tell me a little about that and how excited you guys are to have those spring sports in the near future.
Yeah, if you remember what the fall looked like going in the winter, and now winter going into spring, the spring looks a lot better than the fall going to the winter from that standpoint. And Ashley, I'll tell you, we've got a great board of directors led by Jeff Casella, who's our board president from Mentor, Scott Kaufman, vice president, and from Lakota West, and you know, we've just had tremendous leadership from our board, from the member schools, and when you're looking at the winter or the spring tournaments, especially since we didn't get to play last year, I see a lot of hope, which we haven't had a lot of hope this past year in our country with this virus, and there's just a lot of hope going into the spring that our kids are going to get a chance to play, and hopefully we're standing in early June doing what we're doing now, celebrating state championships.
You guys have done a great job, and we look forward to everything to come. Doug, thank you very much.
Thank you, Ashley.
Uplifting words from Doug Ute as we are officially in spring. In the range of Tom House, too. 4-9 from 3, Centerveil, second half with the 2 Daves. Coming up next.
For the best in performance, for the most elite in luxury, only one name stands out: Alfa Romeo. And at Crown Alfa Romeo of Dublin, we take this into account for everything we do, delivering you a better car buying experience that lives up to the quality of the vehicles we sell. Step up to Alfa Romeo. Step up to Crown Alfa Romeo of Dublin, the better way to buy.
A Tattletale can protect you, your family, and your stuff. Anywhere, anytime. Protect the ones you care about, inside and outside your home, and even your homes away from home. It's portable and wireless. That's why. And it can't be defeated. No matter where you are, a Tattletale is tamper-proof and won't let you down. Call to receive your system for just $399 plus free sensors.
This is the Jones family.
We have a good deal on our wireless plan.
Are you sure? Spectrum Mobile can do better. How many lines do you have?
4.
And how much data do you use?
Graham and I email and text, but these two share and stream tons of videos.
And how much are you paying per month? Don't forget those added taxes and fees and surcharges.
Oh, then $220.
Spectrum Mobile lets you customize your plans. You and Grandma can be in our Buy the Gig plan with shareable data, and your wife and daughter can be in our unlimited data plan. Offer $118 per month with no taxes and fees. Spectrum Mobile has the best data plans for your family. All plans include unlimited talk and text with no contracts. See? I proved you could save within minutes. Now it's your turn. Grab your bill and see how much you can save. Visit SpectrumMobile.com/YouSave to calculate your savings in 3 easy steps. Or call us at 1-833-295-7283 and we'll do it for you.
The OHSAA State Championships on Spectrum News 1. The rights to this broadcast have been granted by the OHSAA, representing 822 high schools across Ohio and more than 350,000 boys and girls who participate annually in OHSAA-sponsored athletic competitions. Any rebroadcast or republication of the programming without the written consent of Spectrum and the OHSAA is strictly prohibited.
We get set for third quarter action, and Dave, let's take a look at some of the stats. And 4 of 9 from three-point range jumps out.
Yeah, that really
for Centerveil.
And not only that, David, they got some real good looks at it too. In the rebounds, we knew it was going to be somewhat of an even game in most categories. What I really appreciate is the efficiency of both of these teams to keep their turnovers down to a minimal number. You know, we talked about junior Tom House. Well, he found his way to a clear spot right there on the floor this evening. But both of these teams punched their way to Dayton for the semifinal games. House, another shot from a different area right there. Moeller had a chance to win this ball game. Couldn't get it done. That's how the Elks got there. But how about Tassos Cook, the 55-foot runner in the basket to upset Gahanna Lincoln for their right here to get to Dayton, Ohio.
And both teams very good in the semis, never trailed in the second half. And in fact, Centerville's played 6 quarters here in the state tournament. They have yet to trail.
Well, they'll have an opportunity right here to run their offense, see what they can get here. I'm sure, and we've seen it, we saw it last night. They come out in these quarters and they're very patient. They're going to continue to pass, skip pass, try to find the best look they possibly can.
Cups. And you heard Brooke Cups trying to say they wanted to get Rich Rolfe going. And that's who has the ball right now.
Already a minute off of the clock here to start this third quarter.
It's really good defense by Westerville Central, though. There's no good looks.
Yep, you got to have your discipline defensively. How about the
there
pass
it is,
right there?
Rolfe from Dang. As Rich Rolfe gets the bucket, good give by Emmanuel Dang, the lead back to 6.
Just cannot relax defensively against this Elk offensive scheme.
Good take. Clark can't get it to go. Good work by Hunter, and he will draw the foul. Donovan Hunter working the offensive boards. Will go to the line.
Well, the 6'7" sophomore is going to get a good look at him right here. Did an excellent job last night in the state semifinal game. Tonight again. It's not going to give you all the numbers and all the glory in terms of scoring, but he's in there to rebound the basketball and get opportunities at the free throw line.
Misses the first one. Let's check in with Ashley Collins, who had a chance to talk to Kevin Martin at halftime.
Yeah, guys, coach just said they have to be better offensively. Too much standing around and over dribbling. They have to make them play sideline to sideline. They had some mental breaks early on, which allowed Gabe Cups to get going. So everyone's got a job to do when he's coming off those screens, he said.
Good rebound by MJ Davis. Trying to triple. He does. Hit a couple of big ones yesterday. That one is big. It cuts it to 3.
Well, you need a good offensive possession coming out of your halftime. As Ashley mentioned, try to get some people moving instead of dribbling, get some screening action. That time, the Warhawks got that done.
Centerville's lead down to 3. Good aggressive defense by Clark. It will still be Centerville basketball.
Here's a good look right here. Tassos trying to find the open man. Same spot, MJ Davis.
Hit a couple from those from that spot, that general area. Good look inside. Rolf again. That time the baseline fadeaway won't go. Here's Cook in transition. Oh, what a move. Can't finish, but he will get the rebound as again Hunter kept it alive. Attacking again. Tassos Cook will just keep coming, and he's limping again. And we'll get an official timeout.
Well, you know, we talked about a little bit, Dave, about the issues he had cramping up last night, his left leg, and you're going to see really the power and the energy that this senior brings to this ball club, and they're going to need him on the floor, and he's trying to work this thing out a little bit right now. Coaches told me before the game they tried to get as much hydration. They didn't do anything but just try to make sure he was drinking fluids through the night. And got to hope that he gets back on the floor. Key valuable player here for Kevin Martin's team.
They did whistle a foul on Clark, Quincy Clark. That's what stopped the play there. Oh, Cups, little curl, fade away. Can't get that to go. Good rebound and put back. Trey Johnson working the boards. Cook is back at the scorer's table. Good closeout by Johnson. Centerville basketball.
Yeah, excellent job. Just kind of containing the dribbler a little bit. But more importantly, those front line guys coming up there, swatting the ball away. Kevin Martin marking out a defensive assignment right now.
Quinn Hafner has checked in for Centerville. Cups, fade away, front of the iron. Good rebound, Johnson rips away. Clark with the big defensive rip away and draws the foul.
Well, you'll see the action here. Cups, little off balance, mid-range jumper. But there's the senior, Trey Johnson, just not strong enough right there to hang on to it. Got called for the foul. Westerville Central again, just trying to establish their offensive rhythm. It probably has not been like what we saw last night in the state semifinal game, but they're getting close. They're getting the movement that Kevin Martin expected.
Well, then, you know, in that second quarter, they ripped off 10 straight points. So it comes in bunches. Good closeout, Johnson. Tillman triples. Landon Tillman, another three ball. We're knotted at 26.
Little good inside-outside action down at the other end. Now they got to tighten up defensively.
Cups directing some traffic. There's House out top. Kiefer. Good patience by the Elks. There's a rip away again. Quincy Clark. Cook puts it in. First lead for Westerville Central of the ball game. And it was defense that created the offense. Let's see how the Elks respond, Dave. It's the first time they have trailed this weekend.
We'll see how they respond here, Dave, because they're so important. Midway, a little bit more than midway past that in the third quarter right now. Trying to find their rhythm as well. Both of these defenses have been real stingy.
Good patient offense again. Hafner takes it in, blocked, goaltending. Oh no, two free throws.
No, I think they did call it goaltending, David.
Okay. Timeout, and it is in fact goaltending. We're tied at 28.
Well,
here's a look.
Steal.
Yep.
Quincy Clark, little dish off. Tassos. Guys, we're all knotted up here in Dayton.
stressful process. With so many models out there, it can be overwhelming. Lucky for you, Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Dublin has some of the best ones all in one place. Like high-end and spacious Chryslers, performance-driven Dodges, adventurous Jeeps, and hard-working Rams. Make your car buying experience something to look forward to. Now during Ram Truck Month at Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Dublin. The better way to buy.
Weather in Ohio is changing all the time.
We get winter one day and 60s the next.
At Spectrum News 1, our goal is refreshingly simple.
We bring you an accurate, reliable, and local forecast every 10 minutes.
We have an incredible, experienced team of people.
We don't just know about the weather, we know about Ohio.
You never have to wait for your forecast with your Weather on the Ones.
Weather on the Ones, every 10 minutes, exclusively on Spectrum.
You can take Spectrum News 1 with you anywhere you go. Do what over 1 million other users have done. Download the Spectrum News app on your favorite device or tablet and watch 24/7. You can get the latest news and weather with the Spectrum News app. Go to SpectrumNewsApp.com to learn more about the app and download it if you haven't already done so. Dave, how about the job that Landon Tillman has done for Westerville Central?
Well, it's been awesome, Dave. We talked about the trio of guards, and this is one of them. This young man, the 5'10 senior, has done just about a little bit of everything. Tassos Cook's going to get the spotlight, but this young man's going to knock down threes to help this Westerville Central team win a state title.
Knotted at 28, under 3 to go, third quarter. Westerville Central will have the ball, and looks like there'll be a little bit of a different look defensively.
We haven't seen a whole lot of changes, and they kind of get this little bit of a lineup here. Looks like a 2-3, but I think they're all going to be man-to-man. A lot of switching on the perimeter.
Clark, good hands. Johnson knocks it away. Cups saves it. And Kiefer could not get around the official to get a hand on that one.
Good effort by both clubs.
Yep.
Every possession right now coming down the stretch. Still in the third.
Each of these programs trying to win their first ever state basketball championship in their first trip to the state Final Four. Davis, 3 that time off the mark as MJ couldn't connect. Rebound gathered by the Elks. Cups, open look, knocks it down. Gabe Cups, no hesitation. He wants to take the big shots, and he's making them. 13 for Cups. Clark will not be able to get it to go. Good strong rebound by Rolfe.
Just a little momentum right now for the Elks. You kind of feel it. Good movement, good passing. Trying to create spaces on either side of the wings.
Oh, good hands. Tell you, Quincy Clark is a defensive nightmare in the passing lane.
Well,
young man should play defensive back because he reads the ball so well.
Well, it's kind of similar to what we saw in the state semifinal game last night, Dave. Defensively, they start kind of picking it up a little bit, the Warhawks do, and they get in the passing lanes as time kind of gets into that third quarter, and it's about that time.
Great back
They got their hand on that one right there.
Yeah, it was a good Cups set his man up for the back cut, but a nice recovery. Gabe Cups, we heard his dad, the coach, say had to make a good basketball decision. That's a pretty good decision right there, Dave.
Yeah, said he needed to make the right play. I would say that was the right play. Nice look there. He's drawing a lot of attention right now. So is this young man right here.
Good recovery. Kiefer gets the rebound, kicks it out. Cups, runner, puts it in and one. Gabe Cups, the sophomore, having himself a championship game.
Well, as soon as you think you're going to hit him with that three, then you find a way to get that runner to go. Taking the contact as well. Take one more look at this. Gabe Cups, the sophomore.
has the feel for a game that a coach's son would.
Yeah, it's a certain dynamic that I don't know if anybody can explain sometimes when you coach your son and at the level that they're at right now. It's really, really a cool little thing. And there's take a look at his dad.
It helps when your son is really talented like Gabe Cupps, though. He makes it a little easier.
Yeah, absolutely. Trust me, his dad's a lot tougher on him than he is on anybody else on this squad for Centerville.
I know. Cook answers with a 3-ball of his own. Tassos Cook. Ohio students are built by chocolate milk. Chocolate milk is the official beverage of the OHSAA. Fuel up with chocolate milk.
Well, you're looking at Kevin Martin pulling his troops together. But here's a good look right here. And who do you think's going to get it to go down? The man we've been talking about last night and tonight, the senior, Tassos Cook.
14 in the game for Cook, 6 of 10 from the field, 2 of 3 from behind the arc. He's a little bit behind that line, and his shooting touch has so much rotation.
You know, I just read Kevin Martin's lips there, and he said, guys, we need a great defensive possession. You know, he understands right now, 36.9 here in the quarter. If you can get a stop right here, this is what you need to gain a little momentum headed into the fourth.
Centerville with the ball will likely take the last shot of this third quarter. Brad Leonard has checked in. He is pressuring Rolfe.
And they are forcing them out on the floor right now. We haven't seen Cupps this far out on the floor in a long time, so they're putting the pressure on him right now.
And they have Quincy Clark on him. We've seen what he can do defensively. 7 in the third. Cupps, long 3. Tipped, it won't go. Nice attempt by Kiefer. End of the third quarter, 34-31. Centerville with the lead, 8 minutes to determine the state champ.
On average, we spend up to 240 minutes every day surfing, streaming, gaming, and connecting. And having the right data plan matters, so why limit yourself with the competition? Spectrum helps you stay connected on your terms and on your budget with free nationwide talk and text, including Canada, Mexico, and beyond. All with no added taxes, no hidden fees, and no contracts.
Wait, really?
Yeah, really. Switch to Spectrum Mobile today. Call 855-655-2363. Plus, Spectrum Mobile lets your family mix and match data plans to meet everyone's needs, with data plans starting at just $14 per gig. And, unlike the competition, you don't have to get multiple lines to get our best price.
That's great.
Yeah, it is. Save up to 40% every month. Join the millions of customers who have switched to Spectrum Mobile. Get connected today with data plans starting at just $14 a gig, all with no contracts. Go to SpectrumMobile.com. Use the Spectrum Mobile Savings Calculator to see how much you can save and to find a store near you. Or call 855-655-2363 and we'll calculate your savings for you.
Colby's only been giving 65% at school picture day, which makes his mom give a complacent sigh every time she passes the mantle. But thanks to the confident smile he received from his Smile Doctors team, Colby's mom can finally order Package Q, the mega pack she's been dreaming of. Don't just smile, smile happy.
The OHSAA State Basketball Championships on Spectrum News 1 are presented by the new Spectrum News app, informing, empowering, and connecting you to your community. Download in the App Store or Google Play. By Chocolate Milk. Ohio students are built by chocolate milk. And by Mercy Health, the official healthcare provider of the OHSAA.
Well, Dave, we saw 3 teams hoist that trophy. The real big question is right now, we don't have an answer. Who's going to lift that 4th trophy tonight? The Division I Boys State Championship on the line. Quarter number 4, 8 minutes to roll.
Let's check in with Ashley Collins with the story about Centerveil. Ashley?
Thank you, Dave. Now, this Centerveil team has really been going the extra mile all season long in their morning workouts, which they call the Breakfast Club. 6 a.m., they get in there for workouts. It started about 9 years ago when Coach Cupp took over this program. These are completely voluntary workouts. I also want to mention that these kids decided to stay virtual, so there would be no contact tracing or anything like that, completely dedicated to this program.
And they are 8 minutes away from making program history. Westerville Central has a lot to say about that here, though.
Well, the Elks are shooting at a good clip right now from the offensive end.
Clark, Quincy Clark. He saw that and knew exactly where he was going.
Yeah, just to finish my thought, they're shooting 45%, a little bit over from the three-point area, 50% overall. So the Breakfast Club has worked for sure.
Gabe Cups waiting for somebody to pop out as they go into this motion. Oh, good cut. Cups puts it off the rim. Rebound Leonard. That was a really well set up look. There's Landon. He hits another three. Landon Tillman spotted up, knocks it down. Westerville Central with the lead.
Well, we talked about trying to find shooters in the open court. A little bit of a miscommunication there for the Elks. Left Landon Tillman at 24 feet, nothing but net.
Tillman 13 in the game now. Elks trying to answer. They have responded every time Westerville Central has pushed them.
Well, they had a great first possession. You mentioned Cups just couldn't get it to go. Another look for the youngster right there. Good block out there for Westerville Central.
Rebound, MJ Davis.
This is kind of similar to last night, where Westerville Central started gain momentum both at the offensive end and the defensive end as well.
Bring it out on Tillman now as he's knocked down a couple of threes.
Trying to get the ball reversed from side to side are the Warhawks. Tillman with the ball out top.
Both teams are shooting over 40% from behind the three-point line. Been a well-played state title game. Tillman kicks. MJ Davis. He triples! MJ Davis knocks down a huge three. Westerville Central, their largest lead of the ball game, 39-34, and a timeout by Centerveil. He just hits big threes.
And you know, Dave, we talk about it. Everybody talks about background, playing in a big arena. And maybe the second night you're a lot more comfortable. I don't think it has a whole lot to do with it. I just think you got to have some confidence and knock down threes in a big game. And that's what both of these teams are doing right now. But Tillman, the 5'10 senior, can't weigh more than 140 pounds, making sure all those shots snap in the net.
Let's check in with Ashley Collins about Landon Tillman. Ashley?
Thanks, Dave. Coach just said, talk about a kid that you would do anything for. He's a warrior, generally one of the smaller guys in the court, as you guys just mentioned, but he's absolutely fearless in how he plays on both ends of the court, and he has a very unique scoring ability.
He has 13. Cook leads the way with 14. Davis has 8. And Westerville Central 7 of 15 from the three-point range, 46.7%. School's first ever basketball state championship for whoever comes away with this. 5:36 remaining in the fourth, still very much in doubt.
Well, here we go. Maybe one of the bigger possessions right now for the Elks. At the offensive end of the floor. Little high motion, good ball movement, some screening on the weak side, some cutting to the basket, a good
House
look.
Gets it and knocks it down. Very well job of cutting, passing, and getting an open look. Cook gonna kick it back out. Inside of 5. Clark attacks and loses it.
They got the numbers here on the fast break.
House gets Cook to go up. Smart play by Cook. House gets the bucket, but does not get the foul. Still a 1-point lead.
Well, you come out of that timeout there. You get a good look from House, a little mid-range jumper. You come up with a good defensive stop. Easy deuce at the other end. All of a sudden, complexion of the game changed in a hurry.
4 straight for House, too. House now with 9 points in the game.
Both teams being methodical in terms of what they want to try to do offensively, but staying aggressive, and that's what I like. They're going to continue to penetrate, get a good open look there from the perimeter. Davis shots that are good. They're good looks for that young man right there.
Davis can't knock down the 3. House has the rebound. So Centerville again responds when they fell down 5. We go to that half-court offense. Cups, 3-ball, front of the rim. Rebound by Clark.
Spencer Clark got screened off right there. Gave Cups a good look at the basket. And of course, Spencer Clark came up with the rebound as well.
Good hands. Cups gets the steal and is tied up. Does a little bit of everything, does this sophomore Gabe Cups. We're going to step aside. Don't go anywhere. 3:25 to go. And the Division I state championship up for grabs.
Celebrate amazing savings during the Jeep Celebration event at Coghlan Chrysler in Marysville. Like a new Jeep Cherokee, only $259 a month, or a new Dodge Journey under $21,000. It's the Jeep Celebration event going on now. Shop today at CoghlonChrysler.com.
Sunday mornings, take an in-depth look at your community. In Focus with Mike Kallmeyer, a half-hour show dedicated to the important issues, driven to bring decision makers together, and committed to elevating discussion and debate. Your community, your state, your show. In Focus with Mike Kallmeyer, Sunday mornings at 10:30 on Spectrum News 1. Also available on the Spectrum News app.
It's Ram Truck Month at Coghlan Chrysler in Marysville. Right now, get a new 2021 Ram 1500 Crew Cab, only $399 a month, or a new Jeep Grand Cherokee, only $339 a month. Shop our entire inventory today at Coghlan Chrysler in Marysville or CoghlonChrysler.com.
The game reset is brought to you by Raising Cane's. Stop by your closest location and set up a fundraiser for your school today. Raising Cane's, a proud supporter of the OHSAA.
Well, anytime you got a player like Tazos Cook that can finish at the basket and do a lot of damage from the perimeter, he's going to take you across the bridge, and the entire team's going to follow him. But then how about the sophomore Cups off the dribble? A great look. How about this right here? Little fancy maneuver at the basket, slapping the floor. The emotions are running high here at UD Arena.
Centerville basketball. Down a point. 3:20 remaining, fourth. Every possession going to be critical. This final 3:20. Oh, good cut, Rolfe, and a good look from Cups. Well done.
Yeah, crafty. Just crafty underneath the basket right there.
And Cups, you have to respect him because of the way he can shoot.
Well, again, the ability to know where your defender is and kind of a little bit of a hesitation move, and then the finish at the basket. Wow. Rich Wolf, the junior, had 11 rebounds last night. Has been a double-double machine for this team all season long. That basket was a big one. Gave Centerville that 1-point lead.
Neil Sika and former Buckeye George Reese will break down this game, and we'll have more post-game reaction immediately following this game on OHSAA Championship Game Day. Stay with Spectrum News 1, your home for high school sports. Let's check in with Ashley Collins. Ashley?
Thanks, Dave. A lot of youth for this Centerville team, as we know, but Coach Cupp said age-wise, they get it. They're underclassmen, but they're not going to use it as an excuse. No factor at all. They go out, they compete. What grade you're in, it doesn't matter. They have experience from AAU and players being other big environments, so it's just become the normal for them.
6 straight for Centerville. Cook trying to answer. Front of the rim, Rolfe, big rebound. Centerville has scored 6 straight to take this 1-point lead.
It was right after that timeout, not this previous one, but 2 ago. And how about that young man right there?
Hafner triples. It's back to a 4-point lead.
Back and forth we go.
8 straight for Centerville.
Got to get the ball moving. Kevin Martin talked about trying to get away from dribbling too much. Right now, you got to make sure you're passing the ball. Forget about the dribble. Skip passes, find the open man.
Block. Foul will go against Dang.
You know, Dave, one thing to kind of look down the stretch as you see Hafner here getting in his range. But I just started to mention, Dave, both these teams are very, very small. And there's the look again from the youngster. But only 3 team fouls on Centerville, only 2 on Westerville Central. So that may come into play here down the stretch.
Tillman, who's been effective. There's Clark. Nice hesitation, pulls up. Can't get it to go. Bodies everywhere. Centerville basketball. Good closeout by Emmanuel Dang in the lane.
Yeah, he's been kind of that defensive force for this team. You'll see here the movement into the basket right there. Kind of hard to see from that angle.
4-point lead for Centerville with the ball inside of 1:40 remaining. Division I state title game.
So I mentioned the foul situation, Dave, because of this situation here. Are they going to try to take some foul situations, try to get to that 1-and-1 situation? If not, Centerville's going to be tickled to death, just keep passing the ball around.
They do it well. Foul, not free throws yet, as you pointed out. Fouls on MJ Davis. The flip side of it is Cups is an 83% free throw shooter, and he's going to have the ball in his hands an awful lot.
Might go after just a quick foul right here again. I think Kevin Martin's trying to get them to understand what he's asking for. He called a travel there.
Wow.
Wow.
Good job to speed up the Elks.
Yep.
Dang going to come back in, it looks like. Emmanuel Dang.
And you'll see this is the other alternative. Try to speed him up, as you mentioned, Dave, and then
it's a good call.
Good call by the official. It's either that or you foul, and that time they're fortunate. Westerville Central going to have an opportunity here. Big offensive possession. They got to go a little quicker now.
Leonard
trying to get the back cut. Got Tassos Cook coming off a double screen.
Clark pulls up. Can't get it to fall. Davis. Who does the foul go on?
Be interesting to see who may, I think they may say maybe an undercut there on one of the Centerville players. White is the call, so it's going to be a call on Centerville, but it's going to be out of bounds, Westerville Central. Pretty good look at it right here. And you can see he kind of moved into him a little bit. Excellent call.
Yeah, he went up in the air, and the Centerville player kind of repositioned him, if you will, while he was in midair. So, again, a nice job. MJ Davis, that's a huge rebound. It keeps the possession alive.
Absolutely.
And you need a bucket here to make it a one-possession game.
Yeah, you're going to have the ball on the baseline. Westerville Central will have it. And again, you got to go a little bit quicker. You're down by that 4-point margin, so you try to come up this possession with some points here. Take a look at Kevin Martin and the Warhawks again. We've talked about it all night. One of these teams is going to walk away from Dayton, Ohio with their first school state championship in basketball, and it's You know, someone's going to earn that one here
You
tonight.
betcha. This has been a very well-played game. Westerville Central kept battling. Finally took the lead in the third, and it's switched a couple of times in this second half. Well, you have Cook, but you also have M.J. Davis and Tillman who've knocked down huge shots.
Yep. Watch for Tassos Cook coming off a down screen here on this weak side.
Tillman, 3-ball. He put it in again. He just makes big threes. That's all he does. 1-point game.
You're going to see some action. Everybody was concentrating on Tassos on the weak side. But there's the young man we've been talking about here all night. Landon Tillman finding a way. Little reverse pass back to that side. Got it to go down.
4 of 6 from three-point range. 16 points to be the leading scorer for the Warhawks. That's what you call stepping up when needed.
Well, here's where we're at in the reset here, Dave. Westerville Central's got to make a decision now with only 3 team fouls. Down by a point. What are they going to do defensively? I'm sure they're going to pressure up, kind of gamble a little bit. Even if you foul, it's still going to be the ball out of bounds. They're not going to be shooting free throws yet, but that's going to come into play. So 44 seconds here, 44.5. So I think you got to go for a steal. I'm sure the coaches know who probably the worst free throw shooters.
Yep.
Once they get to that point, but right now, I think you're going to be really, really aggressive.
Well, Clark has 3 steals. Westerville Central has 4. And Centerveil has only turned the ball over 6 times all game. So that kind of goes into if you don't get the steal quickly, you better foul because you could run out of time in a hurry.
That's exactly right, Dave. And I think the only other thing you got to be careful here is just don't give away a long pass here for Centerveil with an easy layup. And Tassos Cook is protecting back here. And here we go.
Kiefer. They get it to Hafner.
Hafner not the best of ball handlers, but he got fouled.
Hafner's in there because he's a 70% free throw shooter on the year.
But we're going to be on the side here. 37.8 again, Westerville Central. And it looks like Coach Cups is going to take a timeout here just to make sure his troops know exactly what's going in terms of what they need to do here on this sideline out of bounds. It's a full timeout.
But the reason Hafner's out there is because he can shoot free. You put your best free throw shooters on, and the guys on the floor know, I got to come help him because he's not the greatest ball handler. It's the chess match going on.
It is that.
37.8, 1-point lead for the Elks.
Well, we knew this was going to be a tight game. And obviously, with 37.8 and a 1-point spread here, we have a tight game. It's going to be up to Westerville Central here defensively to decide what they're going to try to do.
You feel a buzzer beater coming? Both these teams advance to states by having buzzer beaters at regionals.
Yeah, we're going to find out. Timeout situation. Westerville Central has 2. Centerveil has 2.
Now both teams have 4 team fouls as well.
So we won't get to that one-on-one situation until the 7th foul. So again, and you made a good point there, Dave, in terms of, time could run out and you still may not put them in the one-on-one yet. And that's what you got to be careful of.
Usually they say aggressively go after the pass. If you get a piece of the guy, so be it.
Just don't get beat long.
Good defense by Leonard. Rolfe will get fouled.
That's a perfect example of the gamble you have to make right there. And a fairly dangerous pass there for Centerveil as well.
That was a nice play by Leonard. If you're Kevin Martin, great job on defense, Brad Leonard.
So 5 team fouls for Westerville Central now. 34.4.
Still 1 more to give before the 7th would put him in the 1-and-1. House. M.J. Davis will foul him, and now they will be in the 1-and-1 next foul.
And I love the strategy for Westerville Central. Every second is so valuable. So you can't let much time run off because you got to give yourself a chance to score at the other end as well.
And if they make both free throws, a 3 ties it. There is almost the turnover, and it is. It goes over to Centerveil. Or Westerville Central. Centerveil turns it over.
Well, you're going to take a good look at it right here. And who got their hand on it? Quincy Clark.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Nope, we've seen it all night long. We saw it last night as well.
So Westerville Central with the ball down 1. State championship on the line here.
No timeout for Kevin Martin. There's a foul.
It's a smart foul. They have plenty to give.
Yep.
Dang with the foul. 5th team foul. Now only 10.5 remaining. You got to remember, Tillman has hit threes, MJ Davis has hit threes, and Tassos Cook, he's just dangerous with the ball in his hands.
Another timeout here from Coach Cups. So again, will be a full timeout. Only 1 timeout remaining for Centerville.
Neil Sika and former Buckeye George Reese will break down this game, and we'll have more post-game reaction immediately following this game on OHSAA Championship Game Day. Stay with Spectrum News 1, your home for high school sports. But Dave, I think you want the ball in Cook's hands, and then Davis or Tillman, who's open.
Yep, I think this as well. I'm not sure Tassos Cook will have the ball initially in his hands, but somewhere this next offensive possession is going to go through Tassos Cook one way or another.
And the question is, how hard are you going to hedge out on him to try to get the ball out of his hands? But you better know where Tillman and MJ Davis are.
Well, you still got the 1 foul to give here for Centerville before they get to that bonus situation, which you have to be careful of. You surely don't want to do it in a shooting situation.
MJ Davis is inbounding. Oh, Cook has it. Cook, good defense. Oh, and they say it's still Westerville Central's ball. Kevin Davis wants a foul call, but I think that's a good no call.
Yeah, late in the game right here. It just, both teams got tangled. Both guys got tangled up there. It's only got 7.2 here. Kevin Martin's going to take a timeout.
On the replay, slowed way down. You saw that leg kind of come out, and I think Kevin Martin probably saw that from the bench.
Oh, yeah. Well, these are situations that every coach works on all season long, preparation-wise. Tournament play yesterday, probably this morning. You got an out-of-bounds play with a high-stakes situation trying to win a state title.
Well, one guy that has showed up for Westerville Central has been Landon Tillman.
Yep.
He has knocked him down from behind the arc. 4 of 6 from behind the arc. He has 16 points to lead the Warhawks. He averages 8.9. That's what we call coming up big when needed.
Well, he's been tough to guard this evening. He has found a way to get himself loose off of screens, and obviously, just from that highlight package right there, we know exactly where he likes to shoot it. Number 1, long range. He loves that wing extended. Knock down all of those shots.
The other thing you have to keep your eye on is whoever inbounds the ball, the defense sometimes loses that inbounder. And if it's MJ Davis, that's a guy that can knock down threes too.
Well, let's see exactly what we got here defensively.
It's underneath the basket. It looks like Quincy Clark will be inbounding it.
Centerville will stay with the man-to-man defense here.
7.2 left. They're going to call a timeout because Clark didn't like what he had. Headsy play.
Yep. That will be the last timeout, I believe, for Westerville Central.
Centerville does have 1 remaining. Same.
Well, yeah, I knew you were going to ask that question, David. I think Kevin Martin didn't like what he saw as well. I think he's going to go to something different here.
Okay.
I think he knew that was going to be well defended. I think he's going to show you a different look in terms of what the setup might be there from the out-of-bounds situation.
If I'm Centerville, I am all over Tassos Cook.
Yep.
But having said that, both Davis and Tillman have shown the willingness and ability to step up and take big shots.
And keep in mind as well now, Centerville still has one foul to give.
Yep.
So if they feel comfortable, and I'm sure that's what Coach Cups is talking about, if they do get it inbounds, Westerville Central, and they're dribbling away from the basket, they may decide to try to take a foul. I think if you set up a play for Westerville Central right now, it's a catch and shoot type of play. You don't want to be dribbling around. You want to catch it off of the screen and take the shot. Don't give them a chance to foul once you're dribbling on it.
Well, and take it so you get a shot at the offensive rebound.
Absolutely.
And if you foul, so be it.
And there's a different look. A little 1-4 high. Tassos Cook trying to post up. He's going to take it strong to the basket here.
He's being defended by Cups. Stepped on. Where's the call?
I think they called the foul, which is
it
really
is on Cup. Yeah, one to give now, 2.3.
Yep.
Now you're really down to a catch and shoot. Still will be Clark inbounding it.
Same look. Little screen across. Tassos Cook's got to come back.
Tillman for the state title off the rim. Centerville, state champs for the first time in program history. The Elks get it done with defense. I love that.
Yes, sir.
Dad and son.
A lot of emotion on the court right now. A lot of players from Westerville Central having a tough time holding back their tears.
How about the right basketball play defensively by Gabe Cups? Knew they had a foul to give, gave it, and then the defense by the Elks with 2.3 left. Tillman got it up. It was not a good look. It was well defended. But it's a shot you got to take.
That's right. Great bit of sportsmanship there from a couple of the Centerville players trying to kind of massage the feelings right now for that Westerville Central team. Classy move.
First ever state basketball championship for the Centerville Elks. Let's take a look at that last play, Dave. And
well, this is one everybody's going to be watching here for a while. An opportunity to win a state title. Got a good look. Took one dribble. Tough shot.
It is.
Boy, came awful close to going down.
And you know what? That young man played a whale of a state championship game. Landon Tillman.
Well, you couldn't ask for much more. You took the shot that kind of looked at the best opportunity, and those out-of-bound plays really kind of fall into play there.
Westerville Central. Today, the 2021 Warhawks ended their best season in school history with their first trip to the Final Four. And today, you played in your first state championship game. Westerville Central, congratulations. You have put the Warhawks on the map. Congratulations to Coach Kevin Martin and the Division I runner-up, the Westerville Central Warhawks. With the Division I championship trophy, OHSAA Board of Directors President Jeff Casella. Centerville, the 2021 Elks made school history. You set the school record for wins. You won your first regional championship. And today, you won your first basketball state title in school history. The head coach, Brooke Cups, Elk Pride never dies. The Division I champs, the Centerville Elks.
Well, Dave, we've said it. This is what you want in a state championship game. Two teams left it all out there and both trying to win the first ever state championship. That just added something to it. It's even more special because of how hard it was to win for the Centerville Elks.
Yeah, and you're exactly right, Dave. And I guess what we all should be happy about, two things. Number one, we got the state championships in under a very difficult year with the pandemic. And more importantly, we had a terrific, very efficient, very high-level played game. And that's what you want. As a coach, as a player, as a fan, it's always great to have a great basketball game to view and to really appreciate the talent level that we had on the floor here this evening.
Well, Dave, you know, we've talked about Coach Brooke Cups, but what about his son? He told us at halftime he just has to keep making the correct basketball play. I say he passed that, and every turn, Brooke Cups had to be proud of the basketball decisions that Gabe Cups, his son, made on the court. The sophomore showed up big time.
No question, and we talked about the ability to find his shot off of the dribble. That is a great skill set that this young man has, and he'll continue to improve. He'll learn how to do some other things, but to win a state title, especially as a sophomore, he's going to be the leader of this program for the next 2 years. So he's got a lot of work to do. He's going to celebrate tonight, but I'm sure it'll be a nice family affair in the Cups household when they get back home to the Centerville area here this evening.
Cups ends up with a team-high 16 points. House and Rolfe 9 apiece. And those guys also played defense. And defense is what won it for Centerville without question. They played half-court defense that was outstanding. Let's send it down to Ashley Collins. Ashley is joined by Brooke Cups. Ashley?
Thank you, Dave. Congrats, Coach.
Thank you.
You go from breakfast club workouts to deciding on virtual learning. Everyone is thrilled. What did this team show you in their dedication to this program and process to win your first state title?
I don't know, man. It doesn't really seem like it really happened right now. I think just the commitment that our guys have to the program, to the guys that came before them, to our values, and just staying true to those. When it's easy not to, I think they're surrounded by a lot of people and a lot of things that pull you different ways. And for our guys to stay loyal and faithful to what we believe and what we want to do, I think is a huge testament to them.
A huge testament as well to your opponent tonight and to every hard-fought possession that came down the stretch. There was a lot of heart out there and a lot of fight. How much poise did you see in these guys?
I mean, it was a great game. I mean, they're a great team, really good players, tough seniors. They play the right way. They're unselfish. They're tough. We talk about it all the time. The toughest team's going to win. And I think that game just came down to, it's that close, right? We have that. They take that lead. Our guys respond to that. They come back again. We turn the ball over at the end of the game, respond with a defensive stop. It was just how, if you knew our program and how we do things, that's exactly how we should win that game. It's exactly how.
I think all the fans got their money's worth here today. You look at the Division I final game, and this is how it should be. Tell me how it feels to have this support right now. It was so loud in here. You could feel the energy on every play and what that means because of last year.
Yeah, it's so cool to see kids back in and supporting each other. And that's really one of the worst things about the whole shutdown is the separation that the kids have and having their teammates and their classmates be able to come and support them and cheer for them. And Central's student section was awesome too. Our fan base, all the people coming out, it was cool. It was really good for our kids to put all that work in and then be able to show it to people.
Congrats, Coach. Enjoy the win.
Thank you very much.
All right, I agree. Cool to have the student sections back. Dave Sakuti, final thought on this one.
Well, my takeaway just happened with Coach Cups' comments right there, and that's the energy level that was in the building, considering everything that everybody's been through. It's just remarkable because these kids have been separated from their student body and everybody else, and they had a chance tonight to really, really appreciate what it's all about. And I think that's really a cool thing for all these kids, both teams.
Tonight's final score, Centerveil 43, Westerville Central 42. Thanks to the University of Dayton, the OHSAA, for a couple great weeks of basketball right here on Spectrum News 1 and the Spectrum News app, your television home for high school sports. For Dave Scuti, Ashley Collins, our producer, Aaron Reinhardt, and the entire Spectrum News 1 crew, I'm Dave Bacon. Good night from the University of Dayton Arena in Dayton. Congratulations to the Centerville Elks, the Division I state champs for the first time in school history.
It's the March Markdown Sale, and it's madness at all 5 Conklin Chevrolet locations. Lease a new Chevy Trax, only $95 a month, or Chevy Equinox, only $162 a month. It's the March Markdown, and it's madness at ConklinChevrolet.com.
Did you know that customers who use a Spectrum Mobile calculator see they could be saving money every month, even hundreds of dollars a year? The calculator will show you in 3 easy steps which plans fit your family's needs and how much you could save by switching to Spectrum Mobile. Whether it's by the gig, unlimited, or a combination of both, you'll only pay for the data you need. Try the Spectrum Mobile calculator today by going to spectrummobile.com/save.
Colby's only been giving 65% at school picture day, which makes his mom give a complacent sigh every time she passes the mantle. But thanks to the confident smile he received from his Smile Doctors team, Colby's mom can finally order Package Q, the mega pack she's been dreaming of. Don't just smile, smile happy.
The coronavirus continues to impact communities across all walks of life.
Take a look at some of the ways our neighbors are dealing with these challenging times.
While we are all trying to work on our social distancing, technology is keeping us together.
I'm working on some weather lessons that the kiddos could watch for at home.
We hope you stay with us at the State House.
We are committed to bringing you the latest information on the coronavirus pandemic. This is Spectrum News 1.
It's the March Markdown Sale, and it's madness at all 5 Conklin Chevrolet locations. Lease a new Chevy Malibu, only $149 a month, or Chevy Silverado, only $231 a month. Shop our entire inventory today at all 5 Conklin Chevrolet locations or ConklinChevrolet.com.
Screen across, Coughlin Cook's got to come back.
Tillman for the state title off the rim. Centerville, state champs for the first time in program history. The Elks get it done with defense.
The Elks, the center of attention in the boys basketball universe in the state of Ohio. Division I champions, the first championship on the hardwood in school history. In their very first appearance, a back-and-forth game that had it all, 2 very similarly matched teams. And for the second week in a row in the Division I championship, the girls in double overtime, missed shot at the horn. Tillman just off the mark, and a heartbreaker for the Warhawks. OHSAA championship game day. We put a bow on 4 fantastic games, and the best one of the evening comes in Division I. Neil Sika, George Reese to wrap it all up for you on this postgame. 43-42, the final. It was tooth and nail. You bite your nails, you have your palms sweat, George, but it plays out in a way where, as head coach Brooke Cupp said, this is how we envisioned winning this game, going to the model of consistency. Defense, they don't get rattled. They show their composure and their consistency. They were down a couple of times in that second half, late in the third quarter, in the fourth quarter. For the first time all weekend, it did not rattle them. They made the plays, take it over the finish line.
You got to love this team's resiliency. They could have broken that third quarter when Westerville Central kind of looked like they had the game at hand. But Coach Cupps called that timeout, and they came back out and scored 2 quick buckets and got back in the game, and then the rest is history. Speaking of not getting rattled, Gabe Cupps had 16 points, which was a game high, tied for a game high. He didn't score, though, in the fourth quarter. And his teammates, the supporting cast, a young supporting cast, picked him up. But he still did enough to really make his mark in his first championship game. Speaking with our Tino Bovenzi after the Elks' thrilling victory.
Thank you, Neil. What a game. Division I is in the books. The Centerveil Elks take down Westerville Central. I am here with the star of the game, Gabe Cupps. You're only a sophomore. You're pretty emotional right now. I know you probably left it all out there. Can I just get the thoughts? What's going through your mind right now?
I'm just thinking about how this is just something that comes from all the work I put in, the countless hours, like in the morning, in the gym, after school, practice with my guys. Like, this is when that all pays off, and it's just like, it's refreshing that I can see it pay off and that I can win for these guys. Those seniors, I wanted to win for them so bad. I just wanted to play for them. I wanted to win. I wanted them to get this title.
You did that. You did just that. This was a battle down to the very last shot. What were your thoughts when that ball was in the air?
Please don't go in. That's all I was thinking. Please don't go in. I know we deserve to win this.
Yeah, and you're only a sophomore, so you got more chances to win these, but these don't come around very, very often. So for you personally, what does this mean to know that you are a state champion?
This means everything to me. It just means that this team came together. We accomplished a goal of attacking every opportunity with purpose. Like, this is just something that comes from that goal. We didn't set out to try to win the state championship. We tried to set out to become the best team possible. We weren't comparing ourselves to others. We were comparing them to ourselves.
Thank you so much for the time and congratulations. Neil, back to you.
Gabe, the emotion on his face. The young man looked like he lost his homecoming date right before the dance, but I know it's weighing heavily on him, of course, doing it with his father as the head coach. We saw in the morning game, too, Jaden Purdy was spectacular in completing that, and his coach, his dad, in the same regard. And there is that certain sense, they talked about this during the game, George, the ability for the coach and the son and the player on the floor to have maybe a different gear and act like a coach on the floor.
They talk about that dynamic with coach's son and coach's father, how they say, no one's going to be harder on me than my father. So you can see he was just battle-tested. That resiliency showed today with Centerveil. They got the game done, but he got the team off to a good start, having 15 points for the whole game.
Yeah, Purdy Powell and his dad, Sean Powell, the head coach at Botkins, who won it in Division IV, and now it's duplicated in Division I tonight with the Cupps taking it home for Centerveil. Tom House, a key contributor, and of course, who could forget the three he had over Moeller in the regional final to get them to states, and a nice game here in the championship as well with 9 points and 4 of 5 from the field. Go back out to UD Arena. He's with Tino Bovenzi.
Thank you, Neil. I am here with Tom House of the Centerveil Elks, Division I state champion. Tom, how does it feel to know that you are a state champion?
It feels amazing. I don't know, we're just playing for our seniors right now, and for all the players that came before us, and they thought they could get here, and they put in the work for us so that we could get here.
Yeah, come a little closer to the microphone for me. The music is a little loud. You guys are all celebrating, tearing down those nets. For this group of guys, you put in the work starting at 6 in the morning, early morning shoot-arounds. Everything that you've done has led to this. Can you just talk about all the hard work that you guys have put in?
If you think about the whole of it, it's like a lot to process and it's hard to do. But if you just stay like each moment, keep chopping wood, keep chopping away at it, the tree's going to fall down. So, I love my guys, and they've all put in a ton of work for this.
You guys are in Dayton. You're here. This is your house, essentially. What did it mean to defend home court, essentially, and win the state championship?
We have fans here, but I'll play the state championship anywhere. If we win that thing, I'll play it anywhere.
Is there anybody you'd like to thank or give a shout out to?
I'd probably like to thank my parents just for what they do for me. All the people that work at Orion Sports Medicine. I messed up my knee this last week, and they helped me get back to it, even though I didn't think I could play. So them and God, all of that.
Yeah. Well, congratulations again. You are a state champion. Neil, back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Tino. Yes, they'll play anywhere, George, but this is going to make the victory parade, which they could start now and literally walk back to Centerveil Town Square, which is about 9 miles away from UD Arena. A fun night ahead for the Centerveil faithful as they win their first state championship in basketball. 43-42 at your D1 post-game show. Let's get into this back-and-forth affair. Debutantes in the title game. Tassos Cook. Warhawk, tomahawk. The man gets up. He had 14 for the game, 6 of 11 from the field. Centerveil went up early. Westerville Central responding, keeping it close. Led by 4. Yeah, Elks led by 4 after 1. 7-7, dead even second quarter. Then getting the 3 balls going. Cups, 3 of his 16. Landon Tillman, who was special tonight, he had 16 points for Westerville Central. Cook lays it up here. They had the first 8 points of the fourth quarter to take a lead by 5, but then went almost 4 minutes without scoring. MJ Davis hits a 3. That was when it was 39-34, but it was all Centerveil chipping away from there. They went up top in the final seconds. After a timeout, after a stoppage, herky-jerky to end it, but Tillman got a 3 away in the corner that was no good. Centerveil hangs on. Rolfe was big with 9. House had 9. Mentioned Cups. His 16 points came through 3 quarters. Tillman uplifting. While Tassos Cook had his moments with 14, Davis with 8. Where did you feel Westerville Central, when they were up 5 and then failed to score, could have taken it and maybe pushed the threshold to put the game away?
I think it was maybe some shot selection there late in the game. Even looked at the last 2 possessions. Tassos could have went quicker, but he waited. They fouled him with 2 seconds left, and then that's when you end up getting a desperation shot by Tillman.
43-42. Great Western Ohio Conference has a basketball champion for the first time since 2015 with Huber Heights Wayne and the Trice family. Speaking of, here are your GWalk champions. Trotwood Madison in 2019. Joining that group, Springfield with 2 of them. 25 years apart. Wayne and Centerveil, when you talk about the big school divisions from 4 divisions, which the OHSAA is now, they are the 2 teams, Wayne and Centerveil. Trotwood playing in Division 2. Consistency, the hallmark of the Centerveil team. We saw the package prior to the start of the game. It's been mentioned throughout the course of the matchup. Waking up early, the breakfast club, as they so deemed it, I think putting in the hard work, doing a lot of the little things. Maybe it wasn't the most aesthetically pleasing at times, even though they put in their fair share of points throughout the year. This is also a young group that appreciates the hard work that they put in now to win a title, and know that that sets them up for a pretty possible strong run over the next 2 to 3 years, George.
You're looking at them, they got 8 key returners coming back next year, but waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning is just not about getting up early while everybody's sleeping. It's about building that team character. And you saw the resiliency all through the stretch of the game. Tough baskets, tough defensive stretches. This team has just shown that all over, that bend but don't break mentality to beat this really like 15 straight with the Westerville Central team.
51% from the field. They were 46% from 3. Statistically, this game was pretty even, George. When you look at the numbers, Centerveil surviving 7 turnovers, in which Westerville Central cashed in on 10 points. But they rotated around. Johnson with 4. There were also clutch shots at times in this game. Hafner hitting a big 3 in that fourth quarter to put them back ahead, which was just 3 of his 5 points. So when you make plays at key times, regardless of what class you are, you're going to be putting yourself in a position to win a lot of basketball games. That's what Centerville's been able to accomplish, and it pays off. We said this at the start of the show tonight, maybe a year ahead of schedule, but that doesn't matter now. They were ready to win now, and they did so.
I think so, and you got to look at it, too. Now they're going to have a bullseye on their back coming into next year. This team kind of went under the radar, but if you look at their schedule, they played Moeller twice this year. They lost to Akron St. Vincent St. Mary's by maybe 4 or 5 points. They even played teams in Columbus, Ohio, as far as, Olentangy Liberty, Huber Heights Wayne. Their schedule has been packed and they definitely had one of the toughest schedules in the whole state of Ohio, and that's why you show it with this team that was a gritty and knows how to get the wins late in games.
One of those 3 losses was also to the state champ in Division II, Akron St. Vincent St. Mary. That was their last loss. 16 straight wins to complete the year for the Centerveil Elks, champions in Division I. Westerville Central, Kevin Martin, his team, him individually on the precipice of making history here tonight. The backcourt lifted each other up at certain times. They know while they'll lose some of these senior guards, they're starting to build a program now. This school is not all that old when you look at it in the retrospective. Programs with a lot of tradition, but they accomplished so many great things, including some fantastic wins in the district and regional finals, and just a play away from having their name on the first place trophy.
Definitely. Westerville Central, that highlight of Tassos Cook making that half-court shot would definitely live forever. And if you look at it, Coach Kevin Martin has a son that's going to be coming there too, so keep a lookout for him. And Donovan Hunter is a young player that we could be talking about here for years to come.
99 state basketball championships in the books. We would have hit the century mark, of course, COVID wrecking those plans last year, but that's in store for next season. But the 99th edition, we've put together an all-tournament team that we feel is suitable for what they have done this weekend. This is unofficial, of course. Purdy Powell, 13 points in the first quarter, 9 in the fourth today, 27 in the championships, 46 over the 2 games. DJ Moore was a study at a game-high 28 and a loss. Jalen Billingsley, 24 and 12, his double-double as the Lou. Second title in 5 years. Watson, valiant performance and a loss to the Fighting Irish of St. Vincent St. Mary. Malachi Branham, 37 points, most in a championship game since 2008. John Diebler, an Upper Sandusky, fell in the final. And then Gabe Cups, his 37 points, complementing 16 in the final. It looks pretty good. The big players rose to the occasion in big games. And for some of these guys, George, they're young. Some are seniors, granted, and they come with the pressure. But a guy like Cups, a sophomore, it's easy to maybe not live up to the expectations that everyone has placed on you in the press. They came through in flying colors, especially the guy at the top of that list, the bottom of that list. We've already talked about it. Sons of coaches that lived up to the billing and carried their teams to the ultimate prize.
Well, if Ohio as a collective doesn't know anything about Gabe Cups, we definitely know now. So look for him to have a bullseye on his back next year as being one of the better returning guards coming back in. And then you have DJ Moore from Nova Village in Worthington Christian that'll be back next year. Look for him to have another MVP campaign.
I think as a consensus, we can look at the championship games. Yes, St. Vincent St. Mary pulled away in the second half, but a lot of them back and forth, tooth and nail. And that goes for the semifinals, too. DJ Moore's winner against Taft. Great moments etched in stone, and that's the great beauty of March and having this tournament back in the fold, whether it be the girls last weekend, the boys this weekend. A thrilling moment after these winter sports championships were canceled last year, and to have one of the best sports months back in some form of reality here in 2021.
All things are white with the world, right? We get basketball taken away from us, and then we have some of the best endings that you'll ever see for like the past 10 years. So hats off to these kids for performing at a top-notch pace in Ohio State tournament. All
right, hats off to you, my friend. Congrats on the newborn. It was a long day, and he's waiting for you after your long day, for sure. All right, we want to thank our great crew led by Aaron Goldstein as well. Jason Feaster, Rob Kuntz, our OHSAA Championship Game Day crew, and all those participating on site at the UD Arena in Dayton. In Division I, Centerveil, champions for the first time. St. Vincent St. Mary in D2, the Lou in D3, Botkins in D4. Great day. Put a bow on basketball in the state of Ohio. For George Reese, I'm Neil Sika. We thank you for watching. Enjoy your spring.
After working in another area, I was really excited about the opportunity to come back to a place where I spent over a decade. When it came time to plant roots and start a family, we wanted to do it right here in Ohio. This is where I learn my values. This is where I learn my appreciation for television news. What excites me most about it is being able to tell people stories. I spent a number of years in Cleveland, and since